Tell me if this sounds familiar or terrifying. This man, he's 42. Let's call him Mark. Mark's the kind of guy that other guys admire. He owns his own business, drives a nice truck. He's in decent shape, always shows up for his kids' soccer games. He remembers birthdays. On paper, solid man, responsible, successful, a man of his word. But behind closed doors, totally different story. He's in a marriage that feels more like a business arrangement than a relationship. The sex, gone. Not less frequent. I mean, gone. She's no longer having sex with him. It's been 18 months since his wife touched him in that way. He tells himself she's tired, that she's stressed, hormones, maybe it's menopause. Maybe therapy will fix it. Maybe it's just a phase. So he doubles down, right? Starts doing more around the house, becomes the default parent, always asks her what she needs, how she feels, what she wants for dinner. He starts reading relationship blogs. He tries to be more vulnerable, because everybody says that's what women want, okay? And every night he lies in bed right next to her, feeling completely invisible. She turns her back. He turns to Google how to save a sexless marriage. Now here's where it gets painful, okay? Mark thinks he's doing everything right. And maybe you do too. You're the nice guy, the good husband. You don't cheat. You provide. You're emotionally available. You're helping her around the house more than your old man ever did. I'm better than my old man. I'm doing it better than him. My mom always said, don't be like dad. So why does it feel like she resents you for it? Why does she sigh when you walk into the room? Why does she have a headache every night? Let me tell you something that nobody tells you when you're walking down that aisle in your rented tuxedo. Respect precedes desire. And Mark lost that the day he stopped leading the relationship, right? He stopped making decisions. He stopped setting boundaries. He stopped showing up like a man with a mission and started showing up like a man trying to earn brownie points. So here's the paradox. The more he tried to please her, the more disgusted she became. Not because she's evil, not because she's heartless, but because of biology, emotionally, instinctively, she needs a man who leads, not a man who pleads. She doesn't want a servant. She wants a king. So now imagine this. Mark hits a wall. He's crying in his car one night outside of Target while his kids are inside with her. He's not weak, but he's done being confused. So he stops asking what's wrong with her and starts asking, what happened to me? That's when everything changes. He starts reclaiming himself. He starts lifting again. He stops over-explaining every decision, stops seeking permission to even exist. He starts leading with clarity, not controlling, not barking orders, but with direction, energy, and purpose. The eye contact, it lingers a little bit more, right? And slowly the room gets a little bit warmer. The tension starts building. Not the bad kind, but the charged kind. And one night she brushes his arm as she walks by. It's subtle, but it's the first time in almost 2 years. And here's what I want you to understand, okay? This isn't magic. This isn't manipulation. This is the masculine reclaiming his polarity. It's calm, grounded strength. It's confidence that doesn't ask for permission. It's leadership without apology. It's being the man that she wants to follow, not the man who follows her. If you're Mark right now, or even close, you've got two choices, okay? One, you can keep doing what you're doing, hoping things will change while slowly fading into emotional oblivion, or you take the first damn step to reclaim your frame, your power, and yes, your sex life. That kind of stuff, that's what we talk about in Beer Club. That's what we work on when you work with me one-on-one coaching, okay? Not just getting her to want you again, but getting you to want you again. Because once that happens, everything changes, brother. Everything changes. Speaking of Beer Club, when are you guys going to get in my Beer Club? beer.comeonmanpod.com. Excellent group of guys. Join the Beer Club Brotherhood, right? We have monthly hangout calls. We have a very active Telegram community, and we're now doing monthly pod classes just for the group, right? Where I put on a clinic just for the boys in the group on whatever topic you guys want to talk about. Our next one's probably going to be here on the 31st. On the 31st, I think we're going to do that. But get in Beer Club now, because once you're in, you'll be ready for the next pod class. And then I keep those pod classes up for a week and then they're gone. Okay. So if you hear me talking about, hey, I'm going to have a pod class this weekend for the Beer Club, get in Beer Club, right? There's a 7-day free trial for all different membership options. And then guys, if you want to work with me, you can book a free breakthrough session. Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. When you go to the call.fixdeadbedrooms.com, it'll redirect you to my Calendly link. There's some questions in there. Answer those honestly, because I sort of judge your answers on whether you're serious or not. If you're not serious, I'm just going to cancel the meeting and give you some other resources that you can use. Right. But I'm only going to work with guys who are serious about fixing their problems. All right. Man, this is going to be a short episode today. What's going on in the chat? What are you guys, what we got going on here? Let's see here. Mike says, women want a red pill guy, but they don't want to hear about it. He needs to be about it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, because once you start talking about it, it's the observer effect. And observing a process changes the process. So if she sees that you're running all this game on her and now she understands the game, now everything she sees won't have the same impact on her because she knows what you're doing. Right? It's kind of like this, right? I have a business coach I've been working with since October. And one of the things that like, they're teaching us how to run a business, how to sell things, and like whatever, And the thing is that the process that they're teaching us how to do, they're using it in their same business. And so now I see it and it doesn't have the same impact on me. You understand how that works? I can get into that more later, but that's kind of stuff we talk about in Beer Club. Erkin says, I am trying to get a girlfriend who needs this material. Let's see here. I'm trying to get a girlfriend who needs this material. Watch your streams. Okay. Sentence structure doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Wish YouTube would show everything I subscribe to. Seems to just show the same channels over and over. Yeah, YouTube used to, if you subscribe to a channel, you would see the content you subscribe to all the time, but that's not how the algorithm works. In fact, when I look at my watch time, almost all of it is new people coming to the channel, and they're finding me through YouTube's browser features, like suggested videos or, the little videos on the right that people see with another video. That's how people find me. As far as like subscribers and notifications, almost nobody, like I'd say like 5% of the audience actually gets those notifications and comes and watch the show because of them. Interesting. In lieu of Mother's Day, I think it's appropriate to bring up toxic in-laws. If your man is getting walked all over by his toxic parents, you'll lose respect and get that ick feeling. Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Empathy and sympathy would be joining in someone's suffering. Compassion would be understanding their predicament from an outside overview of harmony. Let's see. Erkin says, why does a man wait 18 months if she does not get intimate? Because they're married, Erkin, and they made vows. That's typically why. I'm 43, not 42. That's what he says. Okay. He identifies with Mark's statement. I get it. All right. Or Mark's story. Here. All right. Let's talk about how to reclaim respect, desire, and emotional control, and then we'll wrap this up. Oh, I didn't mean to leave you up there, Dan. All right. Redefining emotional strength, how emotional resilience creates attraction. This is in the space we often talk about muscles, money, game, and frame, the core four. Shout out to MLD for that one, right? But Rollo, the great Rollo Tomasi, and his iron rules, his iron rule number one is frame is everything. Okay. So when you look at your money, muscles, game, and frame, it's funny. We start with money there because a lot of guys hyper focus on how women want men with money. Dottie loves guys with money. Dottie in the chat. She likes guys with money, but it's not really about the money. It's more about a guy's ability to take care of himself. It signals competence, right? It's not necessarily the money itself. But frame is actually the most important thing of that core four, right? And frame is where your emotional resilience comes in. Women feel more safe and secure in the relationship when you have more emotional control. I was on a podcast a week or two ago with Gia McCool. I don't know if you guys know Gia. She's got a pretty big Instagram following and a pretty sizable X following too. And so she had me on her podcast. And one of the things she was talking about is advice for women, which I thought was solid advice, which is stop poking the bear, right? Women have the tendency to, when they get a man upset, to poke him even further to get him so fired up that he's going to lose his shit and punch a wall. Like women are really good at that, getting really under the skin there. But a lot of that is to test to see if you will get so upset that like she get you so much in your emotions that you're going to punch a wall. Because if she can push you over that edge, she no longer feels safe with you. She's like, holy crap, I might backtalk one day and he might backhand me. Yeah. So she feels less secure when you lose your temper like that because you don't have any emotional control. So imagine a guy where she goes to poke the bear and it has no effect on him, right? In fact, you're like Neo in the Matrix, where the bullets come at you and you don't have to dodge the bullets. You just stop the bullets in the tracks, right? That's sexy to a woman.
New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe now.